What's going on, everybody? How's it going? I appreciate y'all tuning in to the GiNkO podcast. This is pretty much episode 0, the intro as to what the whole purpose is behind the brand, the mission, what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish, what it means, where the name came from, and kind of a quick little just intro gist of it all. I did a recording already of this, and I didn't like how long it was and everything like that, and it was kind of just a kind of hit record and just start talking kind of deal, just to get comfortable with it. And now I have somewhat of an organization of how I want to present everything. So, yeah, let's get to it. I am doing this in my bedroom with a tripod with a light, a Logitech Brio 300 webcam, and I don't know if it's pronounced Fifine or Fifine mic. Came with the arm little mic kit with the arm windscreen, the whole little puffer thing, the whole nine. Had to spend the majority of last night and this morning fine tuning the microphone settings. So hopefully you guys can hear me pretty well. This is the best that I can make it to the best of my abilities right now. But nevertheless, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I am always grateful for anybody who's willing to give me their time. As I get older, I realize how precious time is. So just any time that anybody's willing to give me their time, I am very grateful and appreciative of it. So I'm going to be putting this on YouTube, Rumble, and all places that I can put the podcast on, like just the audio part, like Spotify. I'm a Spotify listener, so I'll definitely put it on there. But everywhere else that I can, I'm just going to try to reach out and put it to as many places as I can. So GiNkO, here is the logo right here. If you're watching the video, bam, that's what it looks like. It should be the same, if anything, at least the head on whatever music streamings that your platforms that you're listening to this on. But GiNkO, so GiNkO originally came from an anime. It's the name of a character, the main character from an anime called Mushishi. You know how there's certain shows that they just like, you just saw them at the right point in your life. That was one of those shows. I'm a big anime watcher, and I normally like watching animes that are like heavy in fights, like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Rurouni Kenshin, Boku no Hero, Bleach, throwdowns. And this one was completely different. I was kind of needing a break from that, and this one was. I always call this one like a spiritual anime. That's what I always referenced it as. It's a great anime. Whenever somebody just wants to watch something different, and I know they kind of have a little spiritualness to them, I usually recommend that show, Mushishi. If anybody's interested, I'll definitely. They have it dubbed, so if it's dubbed, it's somewhat popular. They don't just dub anything. So the guy has white hair, one green eye, and he walks around looking like he's chiefing a blunt. That's what caught my attention from him immediately. What's funny is that in the manga, it's actually like a kid walking around doing that, almost like a middle schooler kind of kid. But in the anime, they have him be an adult just so that they're not just showing a kid walking around smoking and just kind of having that image out there. But that's where the name came from. That's where GiNkO came from. It's pronounced GiNkO like the herb, GiNKO, GiNkO. So the name was just a name, and I started using it for like anything that you could put a name on that you needed a username. It had GiNkO in it. Like if you look for my Spotify, GiNkO 420. If you look at all my social media platforms were GiNkO something before I decided to make it a brand. My PS4 gamer tag is GiNkO_Chiefs with a Z, not an S. So this is how I know the brand is gonna go well, and I love telling this story. This is my buddy Bart came through for work, and he goes, "Oh, sir, you got a PS4, man? What's your gamer tag?" And my supervisor immediately, without skipping a beat, jumps in and says, "I don't know what it is, but I guarantee you, GiNkO's in the name." 100%, he was not wrong. I just like that's how you know, because I'm already recognized for it amongst my circles without even it being anything better. So I'm doing something right now, you know what I mean? So to further elaborate on it. So I wanted the name to have more substance, more meaning, more depth. So I ended up giving GiNkO an acronym of what I wanted it to represent. So GiNkO now is an acronym for to be generous, inspiration, a ninja, knowledgeable, and optimistic. A lot of these are self-explanatory. Some of these are like, what, a ninja? So generous, obviously, just the whole movement that I'm trying to push is the Be GiNkO movement. To be generous, be inspiration, be a ninja, be knowledgeable, be optimistic. And what that really means is some of that is self-explanatory. Just be generous. Like, when I would like when people to see my logo to know that they could come to it. Like if you see a peace symbol, you know that person is probably a hippie, probably got a cool, chill vibe. Uh, there's just a certain attribute associated to that symbol. You see a mushroom cloud, oh, a bomb just went off, a nuclear explosion, something crazy. So like I would love it so that when people see my logo, my symbol, that it represents that you can, oh, like that's a cool ass person, that's a chill person. Like if he likes anime and you like anime, you guys can see this shirt. Like, hey, I don't know, I could talk to him about anime. I already know. Like, you know what I mean? Like they can relate to each other. There's a person that the person that inspired me to do this, which was a gentleman by the name of Thomas, who has his clothing brand Push Trees, has his podcast been out for like 2-3 years called the Dope as Usual podcast. And there's a scenario where he talks about where he gets a message of some people that they were just out somewhere, just these two random fans of his, and they saw that they had the same shirt or just Push Tree gear, and they ended up talking amongst each other right then and there, and just kind of became homies on the spot. Like that's the kind of tribe that I'm trying to create. That's the kind of tribe that I'm trying to get to where people can just see it and know, like, oh, like that's a homie. Like I could go to him. He's either going to be, because the things that I'm associated with, things that I like, that I'm going to be bringing to the table and making content of is anything that has to do with sneakers, obviously, cars. And I say obviously because I'm in my room and I have my sneaker collection behind me in my shelves. Uh, so sneakers, anime, cars specifically. Like I watched Formula One. I was into it before the whole Netflix craze, but the Netflix craze got me back into it. I'm not even going to front on that part. But we have that. We have gardening, which I'm gonna touch on that as well. And let's go skateboarding. I think that's it. I have bullet points for this so I don't forget. I don't want to have a lot of like empty space on air. I want to make sure I cover these topics. But yeah, like if you're a skater, follow the channel. Yuto Horigome right now is my favorite. Anime, follow the channel if you mess with anime. Right now I'm doing reaction videos for Jujutsu Kaisen on YouTube. Like I'm recording them right now and I'm going to be uploading them once I'm done. Cars, JDM. I own a 1991 Nissan 240SX with the Silvia front end. That needs a lot of love, but that's something that I'll also be making content of and projects of as as this progresses and I build upon that. Gamers, I'm going to be doing streaming content. I recently just got an Elgato capture card so that I can share my PS4 image on here, and I still got to set that up and see how that goes, but that's my goal later today after I finish recording these episodes. As well, me, like I said, me being a gardener, I really want to push growing your own food to be cool, to be the next cool wave, the trend that like kids are over here trading fruit trees and talking about how they can get their fruits bigger and their produce bigger, and start that generation early. Like that, I think that would be dope. Like just make gardening cool, make it be the it thing. Grow your own food. Like whenever I mention it to people, they have a very positive reaction to it, to when I mention it. And I have a gardening channel and all that stuff too. So I don't know a lot, but I'm always willing to try a lot and experiment. And you guys can just follow the progress and see. Any information is good information to me. Even if it doesn't work, then now you know what not to do. You know what I'm saying? And that can almost equally be as valuable as knowing what to do. So that's how I see it. So the whole thing that I'm going to be doing, what started all this is, like I said, the gentleman that I saw named Thomas from Dopa's Yola was his actual channel that he had, because he's probably the biggest weed influencer on Instagram and cannabis. If you're a smoker, I'm going to be trying to get my buddy on here that grows out in California. So if you guys are in the Bakersfield area and need some good stuff legally, that's your boy. But I'll be talking to him, picking his brain about stuff like that. So if you guys like growing your own plants and stuff like that, because once that becomes legal throughout the whole state, it's a wrap. I'm definitely jumping into that market as soon as I can. Because when I lived in California, I had a medical card. Like I sold clones a few times and stuff like that. So it's what got me into gardening in the first place. It's what gave me the actual itch. So, definitely tune in for that stuff. The whole thing that started it, like I said, is back to Thomas from Dopaziola, is he drops a video about how he started his brand. And at the end of that video, I legit paused the video. I went back to it, rewatched some stuff, and the part that inspired me, I paused it right there. I sat down, I meditated, and I came up with the name and the image that I wanted in the logo within like 5 minutes. Like I just knew. I knew it was gonna be GiNkO. It just kind of came off the tongue easily. Like it just worked. And I saw the image. The logo I had to kind of somewhat tweak. He originally was a like a bug alien creature kind of looking thing, and then I kind of tweaked it to just kind of make him look like he was chief. And originally he had a joint because it was gonna be like a smoker brand, but then I wanted it to be more, and then I can just do like a smoker release. So I just have a collection of like smoker based designs and stuff like that, just so that I'm not limiting myself to just the smoker community. I would like to reach out and expand to everything. So he inspired me to do the clothing brand. I'm originally from New York. I love fashion. I get down with gear. I love my pea coats. I love my fall and winter clothing. Like that's my thing. So it wasn't so hard for me to kind of really dive into the world of wanting to make clothes and become a clothing brand, because that's essentially what I want to do. Like GiNkO is essentially GiNkO Apparel. It's just GiNkO Podcast, but I have a GiNkO Apparel IG. I have a GiNkO Apparel TikTok, a GiNkO Apparel YouTube, which is what this is gonna load up on, and I'm just gonna have a playlist for the podcast. But originally, like ultimately, that's what it was. It's like the start of the clothing brand is what started all this. And I am a creative. I am an artist. If you like to draw, also, if you like to draw, follow. I always do sketches. My supervisor used the term creative one time to describe himself, and I love that term because I feel like I can resonate with that as well. So I'm definitely a creative in that sense, and I'm very artistic, and I like doing stuff myself. I'm a very self-sufficient person and I'm very DIY with a lot of stuff that I can to the best of my ability. Like the first couple of shirts that I released, I want to do myself. Like I've already been looking at the inks and the emulsion and the puff print additives that I need and all that stuff that I'm going to order later tonight, because I'm going to be doing a pop-up shop for a place. If you guys are in the Atlanta, Gwinnett area, not Gwinnett, sorry, Atlanta area in Decatur. Actually, I don't even know if Decatur's part of Gwinnett. I'm not from Atlanta, so I don't know the counties like that. But in Decatur, Soul Play Gaming, 106 East Ponce de Leon Avenue. We are gonna, well, I say we because I am working in collaboration with them now, with me putting my brand out there and me being involved with gaming and animes and stuff like that, because they recently had an event that went very well, and they're going to be doing a lot more events. So I'm going to be pushing that out there as well to try to drive some people there. So if you guys ever come out to the Atlanta area, definitely check that out. The turnout was amazing. The main Instagram influencer that was there was a woman by the name of Anime Renee. That's the name. That's the Instagram channel that she goes by. And apparently it was a great turnout. They had some games at the table. They had a Smash Brothers tournament. They gave away a free Jordan 1. Sorry, not free. It was a $5 raffle to enter, but $5 for a free Jordan 1. You can't beat that. And then they also had, apparently some dude got down with the ramen. Like it sold out, and like I heard nothing but good things from it. So that had that. And then they ended it with the Jujutsu Kaisen season finale, like a watch party. So the event was very well. I wanted to go, but I was focused very much on wanting to do this, and I was working on my settings for this and setting this up. So I didn't go there yet. But the next event, after talking to my friend Cameron about it, I definitely want to go. And I'm definitely going to be checking that out. So, and promoting my brand. That's where I'll be going to do my pop-up shops and promoting my gear. Like, now I know that my next design I'm going to be doing is going to be somewhat game related, which is fine because I was going to do one anyways. Like, I'm going to be doing releases for everything that I like, for everything that, you know, I'm into, all my hobbies, like a gaming release, a Formula One release, like a car release, JDM style release, a gardening release, because I do my college work in my gardening channel. I do mushrooms. So for those who are interested in mushroom work, and that's blowing up right now, you know, for those curious, I have done magic mushrooms. They're amazing. My voice needs to get used to talking this much. I have some tea that tastes amazing right now. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a release for everything that I do. My supervisor is also an artist, so I like to do a collab with him. I already have a buddy that is about to start a brand. Or technically he's already started the brand, but he's about to start releasing shirts. I have another friend who already releases shirts. So we've already talked about doing collaborations together as well. Every item that gets purchased, the only thing I will be selling through here is my clothing brand. Like once I make clothes and stuff like that, like that's what I'm really gonna be pushing, because that's what I love. That's what I'm really liking. And I'm really liking like the tech gear kind of fashion trend vibe that's going on right now. But I like all kinds of stuff. Like, I would be dope for me to make some pea coats. I've seen a couple flannels, some hoodies with some stash pockets. What else? I want to do releases like color schemes that are similar to shoes that are releasing. So like, if, for example, right, I have this the Bart Simpson SB, right? So let's say, for example, I could do a drop where I have a yellow shirt with a red print, and then I have a red shirt with yellow print, and or like, you know, red with a touch of blue, or like a yellow with a touch of blue, like, you know, just something, a shirt that would match the shoe. So I think that it would be that would, because I want to grow my SB collection super heavy. That's the next stage in my sneaker collection, is growing my SB Dunk collection, and that's something I would love to do. Is just when I make a release, have a shirt release that goes to that. My ultimate goal, I'm gonna throw this out there right now before I forget. My ultimate goal is to do a Nike SB collaboration. That is my goal. That's what I'm putting out into the universe. Like, that's what I would love to do, is a Nike SB collab. If I can make a Nike SB Dunk, that would be so sick to me. To make a shirt, a hoodie release, a shirt release, just something like, and this goes down to this. So the main thing that I'm pushing is kindness and generosity. The whole point of being GiNkO and the generous part being there is to push kindness out into the world, to do good. Every item that gets sold, $1 of that profit is gonna be put towards donating a fruit tree, planting a fruit tree. So for example, if I do a release that has 50 shirts and they sell out, so that's essentially $1 for every order. So $50 I'm gonna donate to this place that I found that's called the Plant Fruit Tree Foundation, I think is what it was called. And I'll be donating portions of that, to a portion of my profits to them for every release that I do. This isn't a one-time thing. Like, going forward, and I really want you guys to hold me accountable if there's a day that I don't do it, or you guys like, hey, did you end up doing this? Like, I'll go on my social medias and post it. And I would like to make like a big wall and hit every country that's available, because I know I'm from Guatemala. That's where my parents are from, 100%. So I'm gonna hit Guatemala, I'm gonna hit Peru, I'm gonna hit Brazil. There's places in the Middle East. There's just everywhere here, other places here. I think like in California, there's some spots over there. Just everywhere. I want to be able to hit every spot, and then like if I can make it to just keep going the rotation. But like, that's the main thing that I want to do, is give back. Like, that's the whole point of this. I want to get to a point of abundance with this, that I can give back, because I have a very giving nature, and I would love to just give back. I just don't have the abundance to do so yet. But that's the whole point of this, and why I'm asking for support to build this GiNkO Tribe, to build this community of people, of like-minded people, anime lovers, car lovers, sneaker lovers, people who are interested in gardening and growing your own food. More people are interested now than you think, man. You can't buy nothing at the grocery store nowadays that's healthy. Like, that shit is whack. Whack. Everything that I do, if I release a hoodie, if I release a beanie, if I release a scarf, a peacoat, a flannel, a button up, sweats, socks, whatever it is, $1 of that is going to be put toward, I mean, we're going to make clothes for dogs because I got a chocolate lab and I'm going to be making some dog clothes too. So if y'all got some puppies, like I garden, I have fruit trees. Like I plant some in the back. I'm trying to propagate some this year so that I could sell some, and just kind of give back to the community type of deal. I want to grow some and have some already producing and take some to homeless shelters, give them to people, give the homeless people somewhat some purpose, give them something to do. Like, yo, man, here's a fruit tree, grow your own food, take care of it, start something, just start something. You know what I mean? Make gardening cool again. That's what I'm trying to push out there. That's kind of the whole purpose around that. The acronym I broke down already. Like I said, I'm just going through these. Plant one fruit tree, and I'm going through my bullet points just to make sure I hit everything. Just to further elaborate on the acronym. So the Be GiNkO movement is that just be, and then every acronym. So be generous, self-explanatory. Just do good wherever you can, if you can, and just try to be one of these aspects once a day, just to kind of elicit that positive vibe and have that karma of positivity come back to you, of being generous, of being inspirational. Me sharing content, stuff that I know is a form of generosity. Um, Also, me creating this hopefully inspires you guys because I'm starting this from scratch. Like I said, I'm in my room. My sneaker collection is my backdrop. I have your this is on a table. Like if you were eating your dinner in a living room, that's what this arm is connected to for the mic. That's my laptop is sitting on a shoebox so that I could be in a good height so y'all can see me. I have a tripod with a ring light. I got some tea so that my throat don't dry out. Like I got my phone as my notepad for like bullet points to make sure that I hit the topics that I want to and I'm not just floating on dead air for you guys. Yeah, like just do. Don't get so hung up on trying to get everything perfect and have everything nice. Just even if you don't upload the first, like I told you, I had already kind of somewhat recorded this video first. I deleted it after I ran it. The whole point was just to kind of I just hit record and start talking, and then you're gonna start figuring out what you're doing and what you don't want, and just start taking out what you don't want, and then just start focusing on what you know you want to say and how you want to do your presentation and stuff like that. Like I wrote down bullet points, but I didn't elaborate on anything. And once I started needing to elaborate, I realized like I don't even know how to elaborate. Like my thoughts are just going everywhere. It's not organized. So I took the time to break that down now. So now I know going forward, that's what I need to do for every episode. And I'm learning. So you know what I'm saying? Just and people seeing you do stuff inspires others to do it. Like, oh man, if he started from scratch, he can do it. So like this is for those too, like because I'm gonna throw it out there, yo. I'm gonna be successful. I know I will be. I have such a good vibe about it. I've gotten nothing but positive responses from it. So yeah, I'm in my head already that I have 1 million followers. I say it every day to myself in the morning and at night. Um, People naturally kind of gravitate towards me anyways. So I'm hoping that a lot of this applies and gets resonated with over the internet, that people can understand that connection and kind of feel like, yo, this is a homie. Like we can just talk. And I want that to be that kind of place where we can kind of just talk, not just with me, but maybe there's other people in the community that you guys can find. Maybe there's two people that live out in the boondocks out of nowhere and they actually both actually listen to me type of stuff. And it's like, yo, I'm not alone anymore. I got somebody I can chill with. And then, I created a friendship simply because I started this. You know what I'm saying? Like this idea can be more than just me. It can go on further. So I love that aspect of doing this, and that's one of the things that inspired me to do this because I'm a very introverted person. I don't like being in front of a camera. Like right now, in my head, there's always a thing like government knows exactly where I'm at, which they do always, anyways. But like they can see me, like you know what I'm saying. Like I block all my cameras, type of stuff. Like I'm that guy. But I needed to. I'm sacrificing my introvertedness so that I can put this positive message out into the world because it's bigger than me, and I want that to show. So the N, ninja, be a ninja. Being a ninja in the sense of you don't have to let everybody know what you're doing. There've been a lot of memes that I've seen that talk about this, like just kind of be on your lane, be on your own focus mode and do it. Come back in 6 months and just show them how your life has changed. Like don't tell them, show them, and just kind of do your own thing. But when you think of a ninja, like way back in the day, assassins, what are assassins? Efficient, gather all the intel, gather all the information that they need to do, figure out how to get what they need to get done. They get it done, they're in, they're out, and they're on to the next mission. Like That's what I mean when I say be a ninja. Like, don't let everybody know what you got going on either. Like, me being out here is kind of somewhat anti ninja in a sense, because now I'm putting myself out there. Now the public knows who I am in that sense. And like I said, I'm very to myself. But again, this is about me putting out a message bigger than me. And I'm still going to be a ninja in my own sense in terms of like, yeah, I don't know what designs are going on. I would be working on that kind of stuff in the background. So I have my own different way of being a ninja now, but more so in the sense of just finding that discipline for yourself to get what you need to do done. A ninja is nothing if not disciplined in the mastery of himself more than anything. So just try to find that discipline in yourself. Don't try to do everything at once. If anything, you know, if there's something that you're trying to work on that you want to get better on, focus on that one thing, and have that be your focus for the day of, let me do this. Something as simple like, let me do 50 push-ups, and just try to get that done by the end of the day type of deal. Just like those little goals like that develop very good discipline in the brain, and it carries over to other aspects of your life that you want to get done. So that's what I mean about being a ninja, is having that discipline of yourself, that mastery over yourself, and then finding that will in yourself to get what you want to get done. Being knowledgeable. This kind of goes hand in hand with being a ninja, because you can't be a ninja and do what you got to do. Like, you can't assassinate these fools if you don't know where they're at, if you don't know their habits, if you don't know their days of the day. You need to gather information and be knowledgeable about the situation. So this is where the term knowledgeable comes in just terms of learning everything, even learning what not to do. Like, any information is good information. This is what I had said earlier. Like, sometimes knowing what not to do could be equally as important as, or almost more important than what to do. So don't be afraid to learn. Even in failure, there is so much to learn in failure. Like, I'm the kind of person that I'm so quick to fail so that I can realize what I'm fucking up at, so I can get to the being at the right point where I want to be at already. So I can get to the right, if that makes sense. Be knowledgeable. That's what that one means in that sense. Just don't be afraid to learn. The more you know, and apply what you know. That's the key thing as well. Apply what you know as well. Almost equally as important. But be knowledgeable, learn, read. Don't let reading go down, y'all. There's a lot of people that don't read anymore. Read, even if it's a PDF, even if it's a comic book, read. I'm so quick to look at videos on TikTok and YouTube about how to do certain this and certain that. I recently started reading a book about how to build a brand and how to present it and do all that stuff. And I feel like I got so much information from that one book over all the videos I've seen. Not that I didn't learn anything from those videos, but there was something about reading that just, I felt more fulfilled in the knowledge I accumulated than if I had been watching it in a video. So just interesting. Give it a thought. And the last one is optimism. Being optimistic. If you don't know if something's going to go good or bad, why are you going to spend your energies thinking about the negative outcome? Why not focus on the positive and then, have that possibility potentially happen? Like, the universe is mental. If y'all know Hermetic law, look it up. The universe is mental. So I'd rather stick my mind in a positive state, being optimistic, than being pessimistic. So yeah, just being optimistic. Believe that you can accomplish what you're trying to do. Like, you got to believe it first in your mind before it actually becomes out into reality. That's why I have what I have written in my window, in my mirror, in my bathroom. It says, love, I feel healthy, I have a successful brand, I have 1 million followers, and I have another one that's for me that y'all don't need to know about. But that's the one, that's what's on there on my mirror. I read it every morning when I'm in there brushing my teeth and all that stuff, and before I knock out, it's the last thing I read. And I look into my eyes and read that shit to myself until you ever repeat something so much that it starts to not make sense, almost to that point. Once it's like, what am I saying? Now I know at that point my subconscious brain is just completely absorbed it. I'll go right to sleep, and little by little it's been going good. I can't complain about it. So that's the acronym. That's what it stands for. The whole thing every release will be a donation of fruit trees. I love fruit trees. I love being able to grow your own food. That's gonna get pushed. I'm gonna make the next couple episodes. It's gonna further elaborate on everything else, but that's the whole point of the brand. It's gonna be it's clothing brand being released. I'll be dropping content on animes and cars and all the other stuff I mentioned. Sneakers. I'll be doing sneaker reviews for shoes that I want, shoes that are coming up, animes that are releasing. I'll be doing anime reactions. So I saw a guy. So in this Dope as Yola interview, just real quick, is how I'm going to end this, so that this can potentially be some motivation for others. Is there was a guy who is the owner of Optics Gaming, an actual gaming team, and he's a guest in this Dope as Usual podcast. And during the podcast, he says a term, or he says a quote, a statement that talks about figuring out how to turn your hobbies into jobbies. And this is what this is kind of wanting to be. This is what I want this to be. Is I watch a lot of anime, boom, so I could do reactions of it and stream my reactions of it on YouTube, and you know, gain friends out of it, build a community out of it, like-minded people, and just grow on it, talk about it. Same thing with cars and Formula One. There's a big community that's starting to grow right now. So that's awesome. So side note on that as well. I need to figure out how to use this to my advantage, but my name is Sergio Perez. Okay. Owner of GiNkO brand. Sergio Perez, GiNkO Apparel owner. My name is also the name of the Mexican driver for Red Bull of Formula One, Sergio Perez, who arguably has one of the best wins in Formula One. Dude came from last place all the way to first place. That's the race that got him into Red Bull 2-3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, when he was racing for Racing Point, I think was their name, when they were pink. A great race. But yeah, I need to figure out how to use this guy's name to my advantage, because I am not that Sergio Perez. I've had customer service people, I think, expect me to be him and be disappointed when I talk to them. And then before the phone call ends, it's like, hey, by chance, do you watch Formula One? Yes, I do. And yes, I know where you're going. And I apologize that I am not him. But yeah, you're not the first and you're not going to be the last. So that's just a funny thing to know. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be pushing this kindness movement. This is serving for people that, episode 0, those who want to know how I started from scratch. This is December 30th, 2023. I wanted to release this before 2024 so that I can go into 2024 already in motion, already doing it. I might even drop this on the 1st, do my editings today. I just wanted to get the recordings done today, and then I can drop it. I might drop it for New Year's, and that'll be it. My New Year's drop will be all this. I appreciate all you guys for your time. Thank you very much. I hope you guys, found interest in this. I hope you guys follow, like, if you guys have anything to say. Any kind of constructive criticism right now is welcome, because this is my first time using the mic and doing this whole setup. So I am open to suggestions. I will not follow all suggestions if they don't, resonate with me, but I'm not afraid to adapt. I'm trying to do this as egoless as possible. So yeah, I appreciate y'all's time. Thank you very much. Much love, and be GiNkO. Peace.